What's up, everybody? I'm cleaning off my paintbrush here. We couldn't get a vlog from outside today because of technical difficulties. My phone and my computer are not getting along again. And I'll figure it out. And I might switch over my tablet, but I couldn't get videos off my tablet today either, so that one I'm going to figure out too. But let's talk about the fuck I was going to talk about in the first place. What is that, you might ask? Uber driver, CEO. If you saw the rundown yesterday, there's too much for me to fucking talk about in one day. So, let's, when I'm not dipping it in the brush, I'm just dragging it on a paper towel. Yeah, you guys can watch this. I just think it's fucking boring for you guys, but I don't know. Also the Star Spangled Banner, because we're in turbulent times, ladies and gentlemen. And what a fucking way to start a broadcast in turbulent times, like some old school gritty ass Star Spangled Banner, like what they played in World War II and shit, when they're like, resist the fucking Nazis, shoot Hitler in his dick. So let's go on and on. Nobody knows how I can last this long. Last for 2,800 hours. My dick must have superpower. No. I just heard that song yesterday. I was joking with my homeboy about it. So, the Uber driver versus CEO video. First on the block, because I forgot to talk about it yesterday on the rundown. Well, first things first, I don't know what the fuck Uber's earnings postings are. I'm trying to decide what I'm going to use. I might go with more brown, but yeah, I'll just do the whole. I'll just break out the rest of these boys here. Do the rest of the squad, like right here. And this is the knob, and that's a knob, and this is another boy. So I don't know what Uber's earnings are. I don't know what he pays the drivers, but that driver is like, man, I lost my ass because of you. And hey, good on him for standing up to the man and telling him what's what going on in his life and shit. Being like, dude, like, I work for you and I lost a fuckload of money and now I'm stuck here driving Uber for your fucking ass. I don't know exactly what the gist of his statement. I watched it. The gist of his statement was he lost his ass, but I can't verify what's what, because I've never used Uber. Uber's not allowed in Oregon. Some people say that that's Big Brother stepping in, afraid of the new government. Of the new economy, and his government trying to fetter the economy of the people. Other people say that this is exactly why, because the way they treat drivers like this is why they don't want them here in Oregon. You know, like I said, I'm not exactly appraised of the situation. I don't know. I might have used Uber once if they were here in town, because there's a couple times I could have had an Uber and been handy. But mostly, it's just one of those things that doesn't factor into my existence. It's kind of, as far as like the technology goes and what it does for people, I view it as like for transportation. And the way that it changed certain industries, I view it as cool, but I also view it as completely likely that the guy who comes up with something like Uber is unwilling to pay his employees a fair price. This wouldn't fucking surprise me. And with the way that guy acts, you know, after seeing the way he acts around those girls, you can almost convince me that he does the most douche nozzle thing possible in any scenario, because he is a douche nozzle. And, yeah. I can't speak to that, but dude definitely seemed like a douche. So, in my opinion, that's just me though. And the knob, you got a power claw and shit. We're gonna paint the banner too. What's up next? I guess we could talk about other people who are douches, in my opinion. Let's talk about politicians. I don't like Trump, but I didn't like him before he got into politics, and I'm not going to compare him to Hitler or nothing. I just think, like many presidents, he's a shitty president on track for me to be against him because of the laws he passes and over the course of his 4 years. I mean, it's pretty hard, in my mind, not to pass a law fucking tons of people over, especially when you're in this government era where everything's ran by billionaires and major corporations that are basically bribing politicians. Like, yeah, we'll give you this giant ass penthouse if you just stay quiet while we pass this law that dicks everybody over. And that's the state of our politics. I don't even know why I qualify my talks about Trump anymore. He passed 2 laws for advancement in women in STEM, and he signed another law that was for women entrepreneurs. And hey, you know what? Great. Honestly, I just could give a shit less about either of those. I feel like people need hands up whenever they can, but I don't know about taking that from taxpayer money from taxpayers. I'm not too sure about that one. I don't know. But good on him for passing that. Hopefully, it won't be a government organization that fucking grows to a bulbous waste that just sucks money and doesn't actually put any women in leadership positions or in the STEM fields. It's just become a bureaucratic, bloated pustule on the ass that is our government. Because that's kind of what I'm foreseeing happening with everything that Trump's doing, is these all just become bureaucratic boils on the people. And yeah, let's talk about the Sessions Russia hearing. Last time I reviewed evidence for Russia and Trump was when I reviewed the CIA document, and their language wasn't conducive to me believing them. I read a lot of, I read scientific papers and I read laws, and in these they avoid language that's ambiguous as much as possible. And there's some real ambiguous language in that report. And there's even ambiguous language like in the reporting about they may have had contact. Where is this may coming from, motherfucker? May? Could have? How about did? Then I'll start listening. And not did, and then the CIA report did, and then there's evidence that could be met that isn't being met. And also part of it is that these same people that are talking about the Russian leaks, they're only doing it to get away as a way to get away from the corruption that's in there, the vehement corruption that not is only stemming possibly from Russia but from everywhere in our political system. So why are we seeking corruption in one area of our political system but not in the other? Because it's not, even if the Russian reports, which I don't fucking think they are, false or conflated, or even from the Russian government, it's fucking fairly obvious that the Clintons have been paid to play for a long time now. So we should investigate this corruption as heartily as both sides. You should want to investigate the corruption in your own party as heartily as you want to investigate the corruption in the other party if you belong to a party. I'm interested in Trump fixing the election with Russia. I just don't think they have. Like I said, I read the CIA report. Their language is may, could have been, possibly, within acceptable boundaries. The language I like for things like this is beyond a shadow of a doubt, beyond most reasonable denial. There's terms and evidence you could have this. Maybe I haven't had the chance to examine it, but I haven't fucking seen it. This is fucking great. What else about Trump do we want? Nothing about Trump. We got one more thing to talk about, and I'll let y'all go. We're talking about two more things actually. We're gonna go back to Trump. Forget what I said about Balt. John Caparulo made a Trump joke. He's a comedian, and he got a glass thrown at him. I don't think the lady should have thrown a glass at him, but I'm gonna take this chance to say fuck John Caparulo. I think that guy's an asshole. I don't think that I don't have a problem with his comedy. The lady should learn to take a Trump joke about President Orange Crush. But that's part of comedy. He's the president. He's going to get made fun of. Holy shit. I think people should have been making fun of all of our presidents more, but whatever. The thing I have against John Caparulo, he's just a rude person. He's just done fucked people over, man. He's fucked people over and done harm to motherfuckers, so whenever I see that guy get hit by a glass, I think it's karma at work. I don't think, it sucks, and I don't think that motherfuckers should be assaulting each other like that, because that lady was like, you can't make jokes about Trump! But whenever that happens, to me, in my mind, it's just karma kicking him in the dick. And you know what? Maybe in all fairness to Mr. Caparulo, I could be wrong, but I've done research onto why I call him an asshole, and it checks out as far as I can research it. I'll link all this in the description. Oh, I don't know if I can. The research was just me like going on Reddit's moon ages ago and being like, really? Oh yeah, Baltimore Police Department. I'm just cleaning my brush because y'all can't really tell that much, but it looks like there's still some faint brown coming off my brush. Nah, maybe not. But Baltimore Police Department. You might say to me, what's up with that Baltimore Police Department? You said their name a couple times now. 7 officers got arrested for a racketeering scandal with which they were, arresting innocent civilians. They were supposedly getting hundreds of guns off of the streets every month with all the arrests they were making. But these arrests were false. They were arresting people who were. I'm changing up Browns just to have different colored orcs running around in the shit. They would arrest people that hadn't been breaking any laws, man. Innocent people. And they're racketeering gang of police that are brought up that's being brought up on charges right now. This, as always, I talk about our police and the militarization of our police and who's watching the watchers. And as our government swells and our rights disappear, part of the reason why I started off with the national anthem, because of these fucking corporate assholes running everything from Nebraska to Nigeria, trying to cock the whole world up. I don't even know how I got on this. I was like, starting a different Brown. You New World Order. UFOs. No, I think some weird shit sometimes. But to me, it's not weird. I just think that the people that are in politics are 100% there to fuck us over. Every last one of them. That's just my opinion. Oh yeah, the Baltimore Police Department. Government, police, militarization. There we go. That's why I got off on it. That's how I started off on that crazy train. So yeah, they were racketeering people, pulling them over unjustly, and then charging them with crimes they didn't commit. They'd go to places where crimes were being committed, and they'd take like thousands of dollars from a sock where they were like selling drugs out of a warehouse, and not raid the warehouse because they got paid. All sorts of scandalous shit. And to me, it raises the point of who the fuck is watching the watchers? Who's making sure these police are doing what they're supposed to? Because like that kid with the fire truck, if there wasn't a video camera there, they would have shot an autistic kid with a fire truck and be like, "Oh, it was a gun." So police militarization is a huge problem in our country today. Much along with the lines of political divisiveness, not possible, election and political influence through money and other methods coming in through other nations, and generally not the way that they're telling us that they're doing the elections. Like, oh, you can vote on it, vote on it, or we're getting paid by Saudis and mega ultra billionaires that have more money than you've ever heard of. So at a time like this, where there's 7 cops running around in Baltimore, they catch them in Eugene. There was 2 last year in Eugene. All over the place, corruption everywhere. You can spread love to the world, man. Don't hate, educate. And at the end of the Star Spangled Banner, in these troubled times, Trump ate the Nazis, right? And I don't think anybody is a Nazi, but we do have young fascist movements in our country. Resist with love. I will catch you later.